What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling wonderful today. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just the still somewhere between epic and great, Cancer. And it keeps us growing. Moving on. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We're in for an amazing journey. So the purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based off our ruler here, the good old Moon. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, when she's going void of course, just all of those lunar shenanigans. And just so y'all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you. Leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, and everything will be dope, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. And Cancer, happy Jupiter Day. Hope you're feeling expansive. It's Thursday, feeling abundant. And Cancer, since the moon is in Virgo a majority of the day, we're going to give this energy to Virgo since they just want to hog these, last 3 days? Virgo. But with the moon being in Virgo, if you hadn't got sick of hearing about this, Cancer, this is a great energy for just kind of checking in with your routines. Are we doing things that are raising our vibration, that are conducive to our health? Because another thing that Virgo does cover too, being associated with the 6th house, thank you, is can be with our health and our well-being and things like that, Cancer. So this is a great energy for just kind of checking in, making sure that you're just running that tip-top, or this vessel's running that tip-top shape there, Cancer. And this is a great energy too for being of service to others. So maybe you've been wanting to think about doing some volunteering, or maybe doing some and however that may be, look, maybe it's at a local soup kitchen, or maybe it's doing some stuff around around the community for the environment. Great energy for that, Cancer. But also too, this is really great energy for if you have a lot of like monotonous work that needs to get done. Maybe you have a lot of paperwork, or need to just get things organized. And Virgo's very methodical, and this is a fantastic energy for that as well, Cancer. And then we are still in that waxing crescent phase of the balsamic moon. We only got a couple more days to the new lunar cycle here, Cancer. And with this is a great energy for just kind of resting, relaxing, kind of recuperating from after, because it takes a lot, sometimes to incorporate these new routines and get them to stick, and have them and pay attention to, this is great for reconnecting with yourself. And since we're still, technically in that void of course energy till about 8 o'clock, it's a great energy to just to reconnect with yourself, find your energies, and be compassionate with yourself. Do some self-care, and however that may look like for you, Cancer. And then last little bit, these readings that they do, they're not gender specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations. And then decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below some links for some other readers that I like watching, Cancer, so definitely check them out. Very intuitive. I think you'll enjoy them. Let's go ahead and get into your general energy of the day. Ooh, Cancer, look at that. You might be flying the nest here soon, because you got the 8th card of Scorpio, which is the empty nest card. And with this card, this is a card of moving on. No one home, cycle completion, emptiness, final, endings, beginnings, the void, vacant, separation, making adjustments, lonely, new life, and graduating. And energy that's coming through here, Cancer, is the moving on. And, just thinking with this energy, maybe for some, maybe we have some, I feel like it's, for some, I get this energy of like this moving on from, maybe we're moving on from a certain situation, or maybe we're moving on from a job, or maybe a person, or when we just think about moving on and thinking about how when things are coming to an end and we're getting ready to start that newness, those energies can be kind of uncomfortable at first, kind of making those new adjustments, figuring out, let's say if we're maybe just got out of a separation, for example, now you're trying to find yourself, or maybe maybe you moving on to a new brand new location, maybe move to a different state, maybe even a different country there, Cancer, and you're just trying to just acclimate yourself to the environment. And you know that can be tough. I'm even kind of maybe feeling for some that maybe we might be having troubles moving on from something. Maybe it's the that process that might keep us, because when you get comfortable in the nest, you kind of made it your own, kind of built around. Because I feel like ours is a sign of, yes, of emotional security, but I feel like, being related to, associated with the fourth house, the home space, when we have to move on from whatever that's looked like, if we've, made home in a person, or, with a person, or in like a physical environment, or maybe even at a job, that sometimes we may know that the change is necessary with, Scorpio energy being here, but it can still be difficult to get out of that comfort zone, that nest, even if the nest isn't quite as, I don't want to say not as stable, but just not quite doing it. It's hindering the growth. It's like, eventually when you even think about like birds flying the nest, at some point that nest is gonna get crowded, and mama bird's gonna need you to get out. And not that she don't love you. It's just the fact that it's, unless you, otherwise we gotta expand this nest some. So, but I'm going with that, Cancer. And sometimes I feel like it's like going for that first flight. It's just like, how is that going to look? How are we going to figure it out? What's that new routine going to look like? But I feel that if that's something that you're struggling with, Cancer, where I get the comfort, think about too, maybe consider, when we're considering like the cons of this thing, think about the pros as well. You're moving on from, let's say, this new job, maybe we're getting ready to get into a position, sure, there may be more responsibilities, but, maybe this is going to lead to more growth, maybe get into a managerial position, maybe you're going to become CEO one day, Cancer, maybe starting your own thing, whatever that might be looking like. But let's get some tarot on this and get some details. Thank you. All right, Cancer, let's see what's going on here. Oh, Cancer! There we are. And look at that, Cancer. That's interesting that we would pop up, because you have, so you have the Seven of Crystals, the Ten of Wands, the Chariot, us here, Cancer. I love this Chariot card. The Ace of Cups, and then the Lovers here. Cancer, I do feel that there is this, because the Chariot is about action. It's about motion. It's about making that move. And again, this could be a literal move. This could be a. It just seems like that it's time for the charioteer to get back on. Is that a word, charioteer? That might be a word. I have to look that up, Cancer. But it is. I feel like it is time for this person to get back on and move forward here. It's like, I feel like that with the Ten of Wands, that something has become very burdensome in a sense, or it's just become very heavy there, Cancer. And even with like the Seven of Crystals, and the crystals in this deck are swords, Cancer, and the stars are pentacles. And I feel like sometimes when we're moving forward, it's interesting because it's like this figure here. She's got these three crystals here, but she's like leaving four behind. It's like she's. I almost feel like that she. It doesn't take away from the memories that this situation have with this moving on, but it feels like that it's just like we need to take what is necessary with us and move this on, Cancer, just to fill up your cups again. Go with where I feel like your intuition is trying to guide you here. It's like for some, it's like we got this choice that we can make. It's like, if I feel like it's like kind of, again, like sort of weighing the pros and cons with the Lovers here, as far as like, is this, maybe short term it may seem okay to just like kind of stay where we're at, not consider moving on, but there's another energy here of just like, how's that going to pan out long term for you? And how is that affecting just your being, Cancer? Because these 5 streams represent the 5 senses, and this dove is supposed to represent the 6th sense. And even too with the lovers, I feel like it's like, your higher self or your intuition, your ancestor spirits are just kind of sending these signals here, Cancer. You always have free will, Cancer. You can choose to stay in this nest and deal with whatever that means. But it's just, I feel like it's just asking yourself, is this routine that we're in really getting us to our highest vibration, in a sense? And I do even feel with the Ace of Cups, though. It's just like, it maybe for some it's like we're having troubles with this decision, maybe moving on, just because there's such deep emotions that are attached with whatever it is. Again, maybe work, a person, a living space, and there's this sense of just, there's this honesty, that's, I feel like, a real kind of honest conversation with yourself, like kind of doing like that internal type of work there, Cancer, as far as just like, is this really what is going to, again, just to get you to where you need to be in the long run there. And even the 7 of crystals, this can be, in like the Thoth deck, this can be, it could be associated with like a card of traveling by land. And maybe this is for some, while we're thinking about this, moving on, maybe is removing yourself from the space from a little bit. Maybe taking a drive, or maybe going on a train ride, or maybe even taking a vacation, Cancer. Something to just to kind of help clear your head and get your senses, get everything on the same page here, so that we can make that move, and whatever that's looking like for you, Cancer. All right, Cancer. I think I'm gonna leave that one there. Let's get some more on this. Yeah, because even this 10 of Wands, it gives me like this something that's been kind of weighing on you, Cancer. That's all. Thank you. All right, Cancer. Let's see what's going on here. All right, Cancer. So you have the 4 of Stars, the 2 of Cups, the Page of Stars, and then the Star card here. Where are we starting? Because with the 2 of Cups being here, Cancer, the twos are cards of choices, and I feel like this is a very, whatever this moving on, wherever we're moving on from, it does feel like an emotional choice. And maybe this is one where, if we're having troubles moving on, or not sure where we're moving on to, this could be something where it's kind of having a conversation with someone, kind of using some, like, talk with someone as a springboard here, or as a sounding board. Because this 4 of Stars is giving me this energy of almost kind of feeling locked down, in a sense, just kind of being shackled to whatever this thing is. And it's just like, the 4 of Stars can also be like a card of savings, and I feel like it's kind of depleting from your savings, in a sense. And with the Star card, this can be a card of unexpected help, but I'm getting a little bit with that energy. But it feels like it's right before the Star is the Tower, and it feels like that maybe from we're healing from maybe a tower situation, possibly, and it's just like trying to process what that means, maybe trying to find your North Star, as far as like where to guide you, and what this new opportunity that we need to create might be. Look at this girl creating her, taking that star, making a wish there, Cancer. And Let me get a little bit more with this Page of Stars here, Cancer. Because it feels like there's like this moving on would lead to a different type of, just a new opportunity for you. You know, might be more than what you might expect. Because it feels like that maybe for some it's just like we're staying, like, not choosing to stay stuck, but we're staying in a situation with the Four of Stars just because it's a comfort energy there. But let me get the rest of these cards before I get a little more into that, Cancer. Thank you. Alright, Cancer. So the Page of Stars is clarified by the Emperor, the Strength card, and then the Queen of Crystals here. And it feels like that this energy is, for some, especially if we're feeling kind of stuck in this, Cancer, I do feel like that the energies are trying to get you to... I'm getting an overthinking energy with the Queen of Crystals. And I feel like it's being confident in where... Because if something doesn't... I feel like if a situation or something doesn't feel right for us, Cancer, I feel like paying attention to your intuition and your feelings is very important for all of us. But I feel like for us in particular, just because, you know, we're such a sensitive sign, you know, very, you know, we feel so much. And, you know, there's a confidence here. I feel like that, you know, maybe for some of us, that we won't be able to move on. And maybe this could even be too, you know, just considering you got the Lovers here, the Two of Cups. That's interesting too. Just thinking that you got the Emperor here, but your Empress isn't here. You know, this could kind of feel like that maybe for some it's like maybe we're moving on from a relationship, and it's just like thinking about what that even looks like. You know, how are we going to find... Are we going to find that love again? You know, like even letting something like that even go. Because the Queen of Crystals, that's well, you know, one of Libra's cards for me. And it almost feels like that we can't, like, maybe even having troubles kind of fathoming what this life is kind of looking like. And it's just something that, again, it's just this pressure that's coming here. There's something that's really kind of weighing down with this Ten of Wands. But I feel like try not to be afraid of starting anew there, Cancer, and whatever that's looking like. If it's something that we've been maybe struggling with, or may to find ourselves kind of facing in the future here, Cancer. All right, Cancer. I think I'll leave that one there. Speak out this thinking energy. Let's get a little advice from Mercury. There's our opposite sign, the devil. Capricorn. Alright, Cancer. Last little bit here. Oh, and there's Mercury. I'm with it, Cancer. Alright, Cancer. So you have... Oh, hold on. I thought I... 1, 2, 3... Oh, never mind, Cancer. Okay, so you have the Death card, the Five of Cups, the Eight of Crystals, the Magician, and then the Devil here, Cancer. Let's switch back over, because that's an interesting combo there. So I feel like, Cancer, just be mindful of, for some, because I'm partly kind of almost getting this sort of like kind of codependent kind of energy coming through your, Cancer, with the Devil and the Eight of Crystals being here. something that's like that's keeping you from that, whatever this is that's preventing you from moving on. It just, I feel like being careful about making it become like a thing, or maybe this, even this moving on is has affected you so that it's, we're just disappointed maybe in the fact that this happened, it had to happen, or in the fact that this change is going on. And maybe for some it's just like we're, it's like we're choosing almost not to see it, or not to want to deal with it, in a sense, the fact that it needs to maybe happen. But Cancer, I do feel like that with this death card being, I kind of like this death card because it's like there's this release that is going on with this figure. They're like letting go of something anew so that they can start manifesting fresh and new again. And I feel like that whatever this, like that Ten of Wands is like that burden. It's just like once we're able to lighten that up, then your manifestation will start, and be, ability to kind of start building things up again will start to just happen a lot faster. You know what I mean, Cancer? Because I like that too. How you got granted, Mercury here, but Mercury rules over the lovers, Gemini here, and I feel like there's just with those two popping up together, it's just again there's this emphasis really maybe just kind of communicating within and figuring out, checking in with your guides and hmm. Because it does. It feels kind of like I feel like we're maybe even a little disappointed, or just a little, just very kind of hurt here, Cancer, with the Five of Cups being here. I feel like the fact of hmm. But you know what too, with the Devil, there's this energy of perseverance, Cancer, because this is, like I said, this is one of Capricorn, or this is Capricorn, and even in the face of challenges and things, Capricorn keeps powering through. And I mean, come on, Cancer, we're the Chariot. We keep it moving. When we need to, we keep it moving there, Cancer. And that's where I feel like it's, this is only going to raise your vibration, improve, and improve your energies from here. So I think I'm going to leave that there, Cancer. So I'll think about it. And that's interesting. I like that too. I hadn't even made that connection, Cancer. How the eighth card is Scorpio. Scorpio being here. Change is necessary, Cancer. So just keep that in mind. But if any of that resonated with you, give it a thumbs up. And share this, Cancer, if you know someone who's maybe having troubles moving on from something, or however that might be looking. And subscribe there, you Chariot. Hit that bell button to get notified when I release videos each day. And then last little bit, Cancer, check your sun, your moon, your rising, your Mercury, since Mercury wanted to pop up here so bad. Just check your whole chart there, Cancer. And then come on over to my other channel, Alchemist 8. I do weekly videos there, monthly ones, yearly ones. I'm getting ready to start the monthly ones here soon. I'm about to bust out a new Oracle deck. It's going to be a good old time here, Cancer. I'm actually thinking about getting because I got a specific one that I use for the monthly ones, but I think I may actually start for the next monthly ones. I'm broadening up here, Cancer. And all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get you surprise cards here, so I can get you out of here, King of Wands. Got the King of Wands here, Cancer. Get you making a game plan, figuring out. And that might be something, too. It's just like that, the pressure of this moving on. It's just like it's a lot to think about, and the King of Wands, he's one where, even if we do have to move on, we have to take, and whatever that may be looking like, that's not going to quell his passion, and quell his drive. It's just like, okay, now we have to just recalibrate a little bit. It's just like, what does this mean for this next chapter that's coming on? Because now something's coming to a close, and the Chariot's waiting. So it's just like, do we want to get in, and where we guiding that thing, Cancer? Where are we taking that energy and moving that towards? So, and I feel like he is too, just being careful of being reactive, Cancer, with the King of Wands, because he does bring a lot of heat. And if he expends that too fast, kind of gets a little reckless, maybe he's, kind of gets caught up in the emotions there with the Five of Cups, where they become so overwhelming. It can maybe possibly lead him to a devil situation there, or just something to think about there, Cancer. Now let me get your oracle card here so I can get you out of here. Because maybe this is even like a vice that we're having troubles even moving on from, Cancer. And I feel like it's trying not to let that weigh you down in a sense, but Cancer. I like that. I actually just got some milk thistle not too long ago, Cancer. So you got the milk thistle card here, which is the peaceful warrior, Cancer. And this is ruled by Mars and ruled by Mars and the Moon. Cancer. I feel like with this peaceful warrior here, I feel like it's making peace with that. Because I feel like sometimes when it comes to moving on, because that's interesting that's ruled by Mars and the Moon. Mars being the planet of action and drive, and the Moon being our subconscious, our intuition, our emotions, and I feel like it's moving with that sense of peace and poise and taking these life challenges and moving with grace. You know what I mean? And I feel that there is this. I almost feel like there's this power that's coming through here with this calm. I feel like it's that acceptance and making peace with that. Okay, that this is all part of the natural cycle of life. There's always going to be, just where there's always going to be endings, there's always concurrently going to be beginnings as well there, and being that warrior, being that emperor, and challenging that stuff, intuitively knowing how to act and how to move, and how to keep that and endure through that, Cancer. So yeah, I like this too, Cancer. It's got this badger. I don't know if it's necessarily a honey badger, but it's just this badger. Badgers are badasses. Sitting on this head. Now, so I feel like you're gonna move through this journey like a badass, Cancer. And just a sidebar: milk thistle is bae. It's not medical advice, Cancer, but I get these milk thistle capsules. They are fantastic. They literally just help. They help just kind of like clean out the. Help the liver do what it does. It's not like a. It's almost like it's like how you're cleaning when you change out an air filter. Just helps the liver do what it does. I mean, since you got the devil here, Cancer, if you're having troubles moving on from that, that's something too. Like it could be a great little hangover remedy and things, but that's neither here nor there, Cancer. But it's just really great for just kind of helping the body just do its thing. Clean that, since that liver does so much work. Because liver cleans more than just alcohol. There, it does all the toxins. So just a little extra there for you, Cancer. But you stay safe out there. Whatever we're moving on from, whether this be advice, and this is a great thing to think about for the next lunar cycle there, Cancer. What you want to move on there, what you're planning on moving on from, and where that next chapter is looking like. Yeah, it might be a little hard, but you keep eyes on the Moon. What she's getting ready to get her new phase soon, so just sense her, Cancer. Connect with her, go void a course, just kind of tune up with those lunar energies. And I will catch you on the next one tomorrow.